this is what the hand that we dealt, and we got to play it the best way possible. But Donald Trump he ain't no different than the rest of them.
No, and that's what I think about too. Even the rest of us sometimes, because we're all human. I do know, how many times we've been hit here during the construction of this house, and it's been about 7 times. And I've done well because I have game boxes. I keep my tools and everything locked up. But some of my subcontractors that I've had working here have got stuff stolen. And
terrible.
Most of those have been Venezuelan dudes. Now, obviously, I didn't.
Come on now. How are you just going to say it's them?
Well, yeah, that's what I said. And that's what I told the Mexican dudes that were working here, because I would show them the pic, because we had cameras up all the time.
Yeah.
So I would show these Mexican dudes this picture. I'd be like, this dude, if you see him around while you're working here, let me know. Like, because sometimes those guys, they'll come back or they'll walk around or they'll come up and ask, to scope out the place. They'll come,
no doubt.
They'll come say, you guys need a hand? You guys hiring? Or,
yeah.
But they're just scoping out. And so I would always let those guys know. And every time those Mexican dudes would be like, that's a Venezuelan dude. And I would say the same thing. I would say, how can you tell? And they're like, we can tell. Like, we know what they look like. And I'm like, okay. So, but where I'm going with this, when Trump got elected the second time and he closed the borders.
Yeah.
And he started chasing these guys around with ICE.
Yeah.
It stopped. I only got hit one time after that. And it was by that white kid who broke into my truck that I left unlocked that night, that I chased down the street.
Yeah.
And I couldn't catch because I'm almost 50 years old.
You burnt your ass, huh?
Burned me. And I'm chasing after him. I'm like, motherfucker, give me my... I'm like talking crazy. And that fucking guy was like... He looked like he was about in his 20s, just smoked me. And
so you're saying after Trump did the ISIS raids out here, it stopped?
After he got
vandalism.
After he got elected and closed the border, and then in combination with those guys were scared because they were going around all the corners and Home Depots and neighborhoods and chasing those guys around trying to pick them up. It stopped. And
I mean, yeah, there was a group that would hang out at the Home Depot, like up here. It's like a couple blocks away, and they don't. I mean, maybe I see 1 or 2 over there, but it used to be like 10, 15 or something like that.
And on every corner, trying to clean your windows.
Yeah.
You've seen those guys, I'm sure.
I didn't get to see them. I was in Carolina and I was doing...
They don't play that over there probably, huh?
No, they didn't. They wasn't there. They wasn't invited because that was a Republican state. They was only invited to the Democratic states. Yeah. And no, they didn't have that out there. But my family and everything used to tell me back here about it and tell me about how they was... because, they were more... So over there in the metro area more than anything, you know what I mean? And they were taking over in Aurora, they were taking over apartment buildings and stuff and being violent or whatever, just on another level. I remember talking to my brothers and them, and they're saying, yo, these cats right in front of me is riding around in cars with choppers all out and hanging all out the window, like, but this is what they're used to in their country. And they're off the chain, and then a lot of people was telling me like they wasn't bothering us, they wasn't bothering the black people, they were going at it with the Hispanics, and I was like, but they was like, no, they ain't bothering us, like they don't bother. But I always heard, I got up on game where they were saying that when they go up and clean your windows. When they go to clean your windows, they're scoping you out. They're looking inside of there, and they will put a heart on your thing, on your window, and that means it was women or kids are up in there. Don't harm. But if they didn't put that heart up on you, you're like free game.
I don't know about that.
I've seen the heart.
I've seen the heart.
They do the heart a lot.
Yeah, they do that just to do it. It's like a hello.
It's definitely. I've had women who've done it to me by myself, but definitely they do it to my wife when she's sitting next to me.
But could you see? Can you what I just said?
In order for that to come to a means where they're going to take an action against that symbol they put on there, somebody else would have to follow you in a car or something, right? Because you're at a red light and then you take off. Then who's following you to do anything? It's more like a hello, like they're just trying to get your business.
I understand that, and I'm open to all
but
that.
I can see how somebody would think that.
I can see both sides of it. My thing about that was always like, this is the worst a business idea. Like, what do you think? Everybody's got windshield wipers. They've all got wiper fluid. So like, what's the point of getting you? I feel like you can barely make any money doing that. And who's got cash on them to pay you anyways? Like, it just seemed like a terrible idea. You're going to spend your whole day there doing that. Like, what's the point of this?
Well, some people just stand out there with a sign and get paid. I know people that take
very
much manipulate that whole situation. And, you know, you're out there and you're asking for handouts and stuff, and you're out there and you're making $300, $400, $500 a day. I mean, you're making more money than I'm making out there. Of course you're going to be out there every day.
I wonder if they're making that much. Maybe like $40-$50 a day.
I doubt it.
You think more than that?
I doubt it. And I'm not knocking.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that. I'm not knocking.
No, I mean, the guy's begging for money.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm not knocking that, but I have heard a lot of stories, and there's a lot of generous people, you know, and I'm even generous enough, you know. I be touched by signs that say 3 kids, and I seen one yesterday. 3 kids need help. Phone Zelle.
They have a Zelle because they know a lot of people don't carry cash.
Yeah, but you're so poor, you still have this, or you're so down in luck that your bank account is still up and going to accept Zelle. You know, I'm looking. Game gonna recognize game. I'm like, you got Zelle up there.
He's all Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo,
and he's got it. Well, she did.
She's got QR codes on the sign.
Yeah, she did. Scan you know, and you know, game recognized game. I understand that. You know, these are different schemes and scams because I've been schemed and scammed in my life. So you know, I don't know.
No, it's true about as people call it game, right? Getting game. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I was around a lot of older dudes, whether they be from gangs or, you know, just I was in a lot of neighborhoods. You know, I was around a lot of people that taught me a lot of stuff and hard lessons sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. I remember, man, a lot of interesting lessons that my kids don't learn the way I did. I tell them, and they're just like, you know, they're like, I don't know, the way it's like they don't feel it. They don't feel the fear. They don't feel the shock. They don't feel the wow. They don't feel like where they're walking away from a situation where they're actually thinking about it because, wow, that was crazy. It's more like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, he's so out of touch.
Yeah, it's like, is this guy, I don't know if but even to this day, they don't even know I've ever been to prison. They don't even watch my podcast. Like that's how I started talking about in my first episodes.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't talk about it much because I was worried they'd watch it. And I want to tell them someday, but right now they're 14, 15 and they look up to me, and, you know, as much as they act like they don't want to listen to anything I say, I still see elements where they want to be like me a little bit.
Do you filter yourself? Like, it sounds like you filtering yourself with them.
I do.
You do?
I do.
You think that's good?
I don't know.
And I asked that because my daughter, she was going to come with me this morning, but she told me, nah, don't bother me. I'm sleeping in. And we was up all night. But I was going to bring her here with me, and I was thinking about it. I was like, well, I don't know what Jeremiah is going to ask. And I keep it 100. And I do keep it 100 with my daughter because I want her to know the real. She can know the real because she knows the real because she's been through it. She's the one that had to grow up with a father for those times that I was in jail, you know? Mm-hmm. So she has her own story to tell about that and how my actions changed a lot of her life. But I was going to bring her, and I was battling over, is this too much? You know, it's going to be too raw, or what is it going to be, or what kind of, because, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like my daughter who's 30, my older daughter, you know, she was born when I was 18. Mm-hmm. she knows. She's been through, like you said, she's been through all that. She didn't have a father.
Yeah,
around.
she's the one that told you, why'd you go back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but my boys, ever since I've had them and been married to my wife now that I had these 2 boys with, they've never experienced anything like that. They've always seen having, you know, being present, me working, me providing. So that's the, you know, that's what I want them to do. I want them to work hard. I want them to provide. I want them to be that. So, you know, I'll tell them.
It's your boys, though. That's you're lucky enough to have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me, I have a son, and since I've been home, and my son is 15 years old now, and I haven't seen my son in 13 years. I haven't seen my son since I've been home.
How old is he again? Sorry. If you said
probably my daughter will be 17, so he'll be 15. He's 15.
15. You haven't seen him since he was.
I haven't seen my son since he was probably 2.
Where's he at right now?
He's probably somewhere in Denver. His mother is hiding him out. I don't know. But I've been looking for my son, my only son. And that's a part of me that is I need, you know.
Yeah.
And because like you said, and that's my only son, I can't wait because he needs to know how to be a man. And I got a problem with another man. I can't really say. I do. I feel some kind of way about another man raising my son.
Sure. I mean, that's natural.
Yeah, you know, I feel some kind of way. But at the same time, if he's being raised by a good man and getting good morals and getting good learning to how to be a man, it's very appreciated. I appreciate it. I salute you. But from my understanding, that ain't the case. Because, you know, I've been in situations where I've been a stepfather, and I try to be the best that I can be. You know,
is that the wife from the wife that I met at one point?
No. That was my wife. That was my only first, my ex-wife. That's my daughter's mom. Okay. That's who you met. No, I from that. In that, I had now we going all into my business. And stuff.
That's cool.
Now we going to I had committed adultery, and I stepped out of my marriage, and I had a one-night stand, literally, a one-night stand, and consumed a son, and I told the wife that you know about it, and then I went to it was just a rolling ball.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and yeah, but I haven't seen him, and I just think that I'm missing that, and
sure,
you know what I mean, and that's what I want in my life, and I miss that because, man, I need my son. So yeah, that's a missing piece in my life right now, and I don't have no son, so I don't have no other kids. I only have 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
I think you guys will come back together, hopefully.
I agree, and when the time does come. I just can't wait to hold them and let them know I love them. I don't know what you heard or what's going on or what's been going on, but you have a whole family over here that even my mom be on my tail, and my sisters and brothers be on my bumper like, where's your son? Go get your son. Go find your son, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's real.
Yeah, you have to pursue that. I had to pursue that a lot with my first daughter. The mom didn't want me around and try to keep me away. And I remember I'd even go over there to pick her up, and she wouldn't let me. And she'd call the police. And
yeah.
I'd be sitting outside. I'd say, okay, I'm waiting on the police. And the police would come and say, hey, I don't want any problems. I'm not on the property. I was supposed to pick her up today, and she changed her mind. And there was always a struggle to see her, but I pushed through that. This episode is brought to you by the Josh Henry Workshop, where craftsmanship meets purpose. Whether you're in the kitchen slicing up dinner, out in the woods, or just need a reliable everyday carry, the Josh Henry Workshop has you covered. Every knife is handmade and hand-forged in the good old USA and North Carolina by a veteran-owned small business that puts heart, heritage, and pride into every blade. Michael, what do you think about the Josh Henry Workshop knives?
Jeremiah, I love the quality of the Josh Henry Workshop knives. These are not mass-produced tools. They are custom pieces built to last with real attention to detail. So if you're looking for a knife that works as hard as you do, check out the Josh Henry Workshop. You'll find your new favorite blade, and you'll be supporting a small business that truly cares about the craft. Visit the Josh Henry Workshop on either Instagram or Facebook at Josh Henry Workshop to learn more or to place a custom order today.
I feel like sometimes we didn't really have, the right to just step in and, come. It's like you just want to be there to enjoy the child or something like that. Sometimes that's how it could feel, I think, to the woman, because we're off getting in trouble and then coming back and leaving and coming back and leaving.
Understand.
And they're spending all that time raising the child and waking them up, taking them to school, feeding them,
explaining why you ain't there, and
dealing with real life.
Yeah.
And we're just coming in like, hey,
I'm back.
What do you want to go do something? Let's go.
No doubt.
Let's go Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's the mom talk about defense mode, that's probably like the biggest defense. She's protecting, probably, especially from guys that have a history of, they're worried, we
were.
Yeah.
Coming in and out of jail or anything. But that wasn't my situation. That hasn't been my situation. But at the same time, I don't, my whole thing is it's just like relationships. I mean, different kind of relationships that I have. See, the thing is before I went to jail, we were on a schedule of me seeing my son. So, okay, I go to prison. You don't want our son involved in whatever, or being around the prison and seeing that, whatever. It's understandable. I can understand all that. But at the same time, when I come back home, let's get back on my schedule. Let's get back to me being a dad. Let's pick up. And that's what you're saying. You're saying that's their defense mechanism of saying, nah, we don't know if you're going to stay out, or we don't know what you're going to be on. You might get back to doing what you was doing before you went to jail or whatever. And that's understandable. But choice, back to our original at the beginning of choice, who are you to make the choice of me not being a father to what is half yours and half mine?
That's just a good mom, maybe, taking care of hers, but her kid, being defensive, mama bear, taking care of her cub. But I think, you've been out for a long time now. Mm-hmm. And I think there comes a point where people say, okay, I see you're not doing that anymore. I see I don't have too much to worry about. Well,
I don't think they see, because I'm not out like that. I don't be, on social media.
Sure.
Everything that goes on. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm very private. I'm not that kind of guy that be on social media and blasting everything, that my location and everything. And when I move around the city, I don't move around the city in a loud kind of way where people, I'd rather move incognito and move like that, because
I would lose track of you we would lose track of each other for years.
Yeah.
It was like, where's Kenny at now? Where's he at? Because you were quiet and you weren't like loud and whereas other people, where they're at all the time because they're letting them be known or they're making noise.
Yeah. I would rather it be like that, but I need to pursue that. That is something that's missing, and that is need to pursue that. But that's another story.
Never an easy process, man.
It ain't an easy process. But if you're listening, I love you, Malachi. Come on home.
Yeah, and you have a big family, right?
Huge family.
Yeah.
13 sisters. I got 13 sisters and five or six brothers, and I'm the oldest.
So how many nieces and nephews? How many cousins does your son have on that side?
My son and my daughter has a lot of cousins, more than I can count. Each, like, a lot.
Yeah.
a lot. The family has grown tremendously.
That's a lot of siblings, man.
It is a lot of siblings. It's half and half. It's half from my mom and half from my dad. But I got 13 sisters, and my thing is, my little joke is inside with my sisters. Me personally, I'll be like, well, whatever, because we don't all get along or whatever. I got 13 other sisters. I got 12 other sisters. It's hard to be a brother with 13 sisters. No, for real.
I believe that, yeah.
And be an older brother and be a little brother. It's hard. It's hard to please people. It's hard to be, and I feel bad at times because some of my sisters and us, we have a 10, 20 year gap. You understand what I'm saying? Age gap. So
they're younger or older?
Younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you can't choose your family, and then it's just sometimes you find good people that aren't your family.
That are family.
And then you find people who are your family that aren't family.
Are you sure of that?
Huh?
What you said, some people, you find some family members that are your family but aren't your family.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, there's some family members that you didn't choose. They're your family, but they're not really,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff sucks. But I'll tell you one thing that I had to come to grips with about family is that it's dysfunctionality in all families.
Because they're just people.
That we're just people.
Just people.
And I love my family just for being able to be a family. I love my family. I'm a family man. I love my family. Family first.
Did you want me to put that up?
No, I'm just, this is cool for me.
Oh, okay. I'll put it right here just in case.
No, you're just being Jeremiah. You don't want me touching your stuff.
I don't care.
I'm touching his wires, you guys. And he's like,
no, I didn't know.
He's getting irritated by me touching his wires on his.
No, I'm not. So sometimes this pulls and I feel like it's hanging. So
I got it out the way. That's why I
lift it up and put it underneath my leg so it doesn't pull. So I have some slack so it's loose. I just thought it was pulling on you.
No, you're good.
I don't care if you touch it.
Man, I'm having a good time up here. I appreciate you having me here. We're vibing. I don't know if it came all out, this interview, or our session came all out to be if we're boring people or whatever. But this is what I'm saying, me and this guy, we're just flowing. This is just real, we're just flowing and talking.
That's it.
And we vibing and stuff. And you want to get into some more extreme questions or anything you think people would want to know about me?
What are you thinking? What do you want to talk about?
I just want people to know that I want people to know that to be about me. I want people to know about me that I'm a God-fearing man. I believe in love and peace and happiness. I believe in unity in the community, amongst people, period, in the world. I believe in you don't work, you don't eat as a man. I believe in as a man, you need to go out there and you need to protect. You need to provide for your family and your loved ones. I believe as a young man also and a young woman in today's world, because I've been stripped from society and put back in society. I believe that in today's world that we live in right now, there is more opportunity than I've ever seen in my life for people to achieve whatever they need to achieve and whatever they want to be. And you just got to go out there and get it. I encourage you, youngsters and people, period, to go get it. Because it ain't gonna just be coming to you. I also believe that don't be caught up in social media. I see how this way social media and the way we're living right now is affecting and crippling people. Our youth, it's crippling. They're getting lazy. I was unfortunate enough to be in jail for COVID, and which is a whole nother thing, a whole nother talk for COVID and coming out at the end of COVID. By the way, I was locked down in the bathroom for 2 years in COVID, 23 hours a day. So you talk about being locked up. I was locked up in the bathroom 23 hours a day, and everybody around me having COVID, and I'm seeing people walk out to go to medical and never coming back, dying. I was one of the ones in prison to seeing multiple people dying, death, walk. Somebody come to your door and tell you, I'm about to go up there, I don't feel good, and you never see them again. That kind of stuff.
By bathroom, you mean a small cell that has a toilet and a sink in it, so it might as well be a bathroom.
Absolutely.
Right, a bathroom with a bed in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Since COVID, I think the world has been reset. And I think that a lot of things, and I'm talking to a lot of youth also right now, but a lot of things and a lot of jobs that people used to, and I'm going off the opportunity that I feel that's out here, a lot of things that people used to look down on, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, people, trash men and stuff like that, the crappiest jobs, the construction or highway construction, things like that. People used to look down, hey, them people's eating right now.
Oh, those guys are making 100,000 plus.
Eating right now. Those jobs,
pensions, health insurance,
doing your lawn and picking up your trash and stuff like that. The little jobs are paying big. So I believe the world's been reset, and there's opportunity out here more than I've ever witnessed in my life, that I've ever seen in my life. You can become, these young kids becoming millionaires. It wasn't thought of, and when I was growing up, to become over millionaires and stuff.
That's what I did when I got out. I went to the pipe fitters local, Union 208.
I remember and it changed your life.
I can retire right now. It's crazy.
And I went down there when I was doing HVAC. And I went to the union over there off of I-70. I was over there. I had hooked up with anyway, it was through Emily Griffith, but I got a job doing HVAC, and I was a 2-year apprentice, but if I wouldn't have, I could be retiring too.
Yeah. I saved all my money, put all my money in properties.
I remember you saying that, and I remember we talking about that, and you're doing really good. I was just talking to Ray yesterday about your block you got down there, and I remind you, you have a castle. You're building a castle as a home.
It looks cool. My favorite part is the backyard, though. Wait till I show you my landscaping. My favorite part is the outside. But the house is cool. I mean,
you have a castle. I'm very proud of you.
I call it the blue collar mansion.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was built from blue collar jobs.
No doubt about it.
People think I'm like rich or something, and I'm not rich.
No, you worked hard on the machines with that company for 20 plus years.
I've only been working in my life, I've only been working 21 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my life, yeah. That's all I worked, and I can retire.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just see the process of, I remember coming over here years and years, decades ago, and your property, and now when I just pulled up and looked, I was like, whoa, like I love the brick.
Yeah.
The stones, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you, Jeremiah. I feel you.
Yeah. I just wanted to do it, I mean, I remember, just depending at different points in my life, where I lived back east. When I lived back east, I wasn't doing that bad, because my grandpa bought my mom a house, and so we had that. We always had a house back there because of my grandfather, and then because her dad had companies and stuff. But when I lived with my dad in like in California and other places like Texas and Arizona, We were really poor. I remember when I went out to California, he was living in a trailer behind a bar.
Who, your dad?
Yeah, little trailer behind a bar. The trailer probably wasn't even as big as this little podcast area. Probably about as big as this.
And you're his son moving in, coming on in, spending time with dad.
Didn't even have a light bulb in there. Didn't even have electricity.
Yeah.
And he was there.
That pressure, I mean, that built character in you, though.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think these kids ain't getting what we got.
Yeah.
And not wishing that on them, but
yeah,
we don't want to handicap them.
Well, yeah, I don't wish that on them, and I don't want them to experience those things to build character, but I want them to understand that what we have in America and what a lot of kids have, and they act spoiled and they get this, they get that, you know, and they somebody, not all kids, but some kids who have or get, most of the world doesn't have, and if you understand that and you respect that and humble yourself, then you can appreciate what you do have and appreciate the people who give it to you, you know, like your parents and stuff like that.
What irritates me is kids who grew up with acting as if they grew up without.
Oh, yeah.
And kids without.
Yeah.
Now,
like Malibu's Most Wanted type.
Yeah, they a trip. Like some kids, you know, my nephew, I'd be telling my nephew, you know, you wasn't cut like that. You had a cable box. Y'all had cable boxes in every room. Your mom had y'all had cable. We had one cable box and we had to run the line. Come on, man. Y'all had a cable box in every room.
Well, I didn't even have. Well, so I went to my dad when I was 12, and we didn't even have a cable box. And when he finally got an apartment, we never had a cable box. And then I remember you get the one, if somebody had one cable box, and then I heard the people had a cable box in another room. I'm like, what? How do you do that?
Well, that's my point.
Yeah,
your mama, my sister, provided for you. Y'all. Man, y'all didn't go. Y'all might have had some hard times, but I remember y'all having cable boxes in y'all's room. I remember my
sister. Nintendo. I remember when my cousin had a Nintendo. I used to go over there and want to go over there because I wanted to play the Nintendo. And he had Mike Tyson's Punch Out. He had Zelda.
Yeah.
He had like those Mario Brothers.
Now you can't. I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids that, again, I had a father. I was one of those kids that. When I go to my dad's house and my mom's, I didn't have that. And in the projects, I didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
But when I go to my dad's house, I had my Nintendo. My dad made sure I had my Nintendo. I used to blow in the cartridges and all that. I had all of the, you know, my dad was cool like that. He kept me up on point. Again, I was blessed enough to have a father. So
you got experiences from both sides.
I have experience in both sides. I do. I've been experienced in both sides, and I think that's what helped create me who I am today. Being able, going back to your question of who is Kenny, how did this K Mack and all this, I was always able to be versatile.
Yeah, having exposure.
I was always, and I took advantage of it, and that's one thing that I feel right now in my older age is I'm ready to travel. I love traveling. I'm ready to travel. I'm ready to go out and see the world. I have no problem going out. I'm not scared. You know, some people be scared to leave, you know. I'm not scared to venture out. I'm not scared of my people. I'm not scared to have a good time and start somewhere over. And I'm not scared of that. It's a challenge. It's fun. I enjoy it because it is what it is. I really do enjoy that.
Yeah. So back east, I'll expand on that a little bit. We had essentially, my grandfather always made sure his kids had houses.
And we're talking about your dad's mother or
my mom's dad. And so
your good side.
Well, I mean,
he was established. You had a rock. He was a rock.
More secure side.
Yeah, he was a rock.
Yeah. But it wasn't the better side. Like when I went back to my dad at 12 in California, he was living behind a bar in in a trailer shooting up heroin, doing drugs. Didn't have a job. I was only supposed to go out there for the summer. But first day I get there, my dad's like, I love you. I'm good to see. Good. He's happy to see me. He's crying.
Yeah.
He's going to the bar, because they serve food too in the bar. So he'd come back with food for me, and he asked him if he could run an extension cord from the bar, which he didn't have power before I got there, and he worked it out with them because he wanted a light bulb. He wanted me, his son, to have a light. Where I came from with my mom, we didn't. She didn't. My mom was always out doing her thing. She didn't really spend time with me. The first time I heard my mom tell me she loved me was I was 20. I think I was 20. How old was I? I think I forget. I was like.
Was both of your parents had substance problems?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I grew up like that too.
But my mom, she came from a family that had, so when she was rebounding or living a life where she was balancing substance abuse with work, she still had a house because of her grandfather. Because of her dad, my grandfather. But I ripped up my return plane ticket right in front of my dad, and stayed in that environment because he loved me.
He showed the love.
And I would rather have that and have nothing than have something. We went to a private school back east. I went to a private school in a house that my grandfather gave my mom. And, so it's not like we were struggling to survive back there, but my mom never showed me any love. So I'd rather have somebody who gave me love and was, doing drugs in a trailer behind a bar than go back to that. And that's where things went downhill for me at 12, about to be 13, because in that environment, my dad always lived in the worst neighborhoods in California.
You're in survival mode.
Well, just having exposure, that's where my exposure started to happen.
But you're still in survival mode because you don't have much, so you seeing more, and it's right there.
Yeah, so I think between that and then all the time I spent in prison and then all that exposure and all that with living with my dad, I think that's when I started to, when I had the opportunity, and you always have the opportunity, but when I decided to take advantage of the opportunities of the world, and got into the local 208 pipe fitters, that's when I started to say, okay, because I've never been one to hate. If you see a lot of people, when people have things, people are jealous or they hate. Where I was like your sunglasses right now, or that hoodie, if I like it, I'm not going to hate you for it. I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I need to, get $40 or $60 or whatever. I need to go get that money so I can go buy that hoodie or buy those sunglasses. I like it. I want it. I'm going to go get it. And I'm not going to hate you or be jealous of you because you have it. I'm going to go get it. So I've always, and once you realize, we did a lot of things to try to get ahead in life and a lot of illegal things. And once you realize, oh, well, I keep getting caught or I keep getting in trouble, because it's very rare.
Terrible. I was a terrible drug dealer.
It's very.
No, I got a lot of cases. I got caught a lot of times for selling drugs.
Well, they say only 1% of people make it through that, and if you think you're going to be that 1%, you're fooling yourself.
If you got 4, 5, 6 dope cases, like I have no exaggeration. I have about. This was the biggest problem with the federal government with me, and there's no, this shit is. Public records. I got about 10, 15 gun cases in my life. I've been caught. These people told me, and I didn't even realize it. They told me, they said the last 10 times you went to jail with a gun. And I said, yeah, but my whole defense was, have I hurt anybody with that gun? Have I been charged with hurting anybody with that gun? They're like, it doesn't matter. You're a felon. You can't be. But to say is that ever since I was a kid, and 8, 9 years old, my grandmother put me on the gun. My grandmother, she showed me how to work her gun. She had a 38 special. At that point, I was a young man, and my grandma, you got to understand, my grandma didn't have a man, and we lived in the projects, and my grandma sat me down, and my grandmother taught me how to work that gun. And she said, if anybody ever tries to harm your mom or me, you protect us with this. Boom, enough said, Granny. She turned me out to it. So every time me and my grandma used to take me out to go pick up cans and hustle. And my grandma did sewing. She was a sewer. She was a tailor, and she sewed in the projects. Everybody knew her for that. But she used to take me to go, and I used to have to go jump in trash cans and go to these fabric stores. And, they might have a coffee stain on it, on a whole roll. And I used to have to jump in the trash cans and get the whole roll for it. If you know anything about fabric and shit, that shit was heavy, and my grandma couldn't do that. So, and then she used to have me go, and she used to drive and put me out on the side of the road, and I used to have to pick up cans. That's when we used to take cans to Safeway and get money for it. And my grandma, she showed me how to hustle, go out there and get it and stuff, go out there and do it. But she also showed me about that pistol. And again, I have all these gun cases, being caught with all these guns and stuff at a young age, and she turned me out to the gun. So, man, so many gun cases but to say having 5-6 drug cases, which I do, terrible drug dealer.
Right.
Enough's enough. I just had to come up with that, with that concept, period. Like,
and most
dog, you suck at selling drugs. Stop selling drugs. You keep getting caught.
Well, society's not conducive to criminals. I mean, yeah, for the most part.
But at the same time, sometimes you got to just break it down. Like, look at myself, and I've given myself so much opportunities to do other things, and I ventured out besides drugs, and I'm so good at so much other things than selling drugs.
Right.
Like, dog, like I made more money in my life selling magazines.
Well, I remember you had the store over there.
Yeah.
Your full-fledged store, convenience store.
Oh, but let somebody else tell it. It was a little shithole. We call that the hater. But I appreciate you. I appreciate what you just said. You said full-fledged store. Like,
well, I don't know if you remember. I went in there, and I'm seeing you have a full convenience store. You even had the little hot dog machine rolling the hot dogs
with the gold stars. Yeah, I put that gold star on Colorado Boulevard, if they remember.
And then I realized when I was there that there was some other stuff happening.
Okay.
Some other, activities.
Okay.
I kind of peeped that, right?
Right.
And I don't know if I told you at that time, or I don't know if you remember. I thought I told you. I said, you have a whole store here. Mm-hmm. You're doing this. Why are you doing that also? Like, It's like,
well, I'll tell you, it wasn't what it looked like. It wasn't what it really looked like. I'll tell you, what it really was I was more into selling marijuana, because at that time, you got to understand, at that time, we're living in the gold rush here at that time, and marijuana is legal. We got it recreational, and now I got a supply. I got plenty of supply of it. I can go in any time and go get major weed, and dispensaries and stuff is coming new to people, and so me selling marijuana was my thing, and I smoked marijuana. So, but I remember that what you was telling me. You was like, "Yo, Mac, it's a lot going on up here." And I'm like, nah, it's cool, Jeremiah. You're like, no, I'm out of here.
Well, my point is, like, to your point, you're capable. You
no doubt.
You opened up a whole store, convenience store, and it's like, who would do that? A lot of people don't take that risk, right? Because you have to spend a lot of money to get all these, to rent this place, to fill it up with the different machines, to buy all this inventory, to manage it, all this.
Which I learned from prison.
Sure.
Managing a store, I learned from prison.
Sure. But I mean, the capability of you to start a business. I mean, just think about it. If you would have focused on that in a different way, there could be convenience stores around anywhere in any state and across the country that are called Kenny's or something.
Totally agree. I totally agree. I beat myself up on that a lot, because my whole thing was I want to have a supermarket. Once I got into it, I wanted a supermarket because over there in northeast Denver, there's not a lot. There's not more. Like when we grew up, it was Downing Supers down there in East Denver. It was a Downing Supers, and it was a supermarket where you can go over there and you can get. And growing up, even in Glowville, in the Stapleton Projects, it was Western Camps. So, and those stores serviced our community so much where you can get meat orders. You can get your meat orders. You can get these. You can make your meat orders and stuff. And I was always appreciative of that because that was one of my jobs when I was growing up at Western Camps. I used to hand out the flyers and stuff, and I used to just be around that stuff. But anyway, I wanted that. I wanted to serve my community in that kind of way, and I wanted and I still will do it. I still will do it because I got that game. I still will do it. Only reason why I haven't opened up a convenience store in Carolina where I reside at, because they have a tendency out there of killing you over cash register money easier than they do here in Colorado. You understand what I'm saying? They're a little more turned up out there, and they will literally kill you over that cash register money. And you got to keep that in mind. You got to keep your employee safety in mind. And again, when you came up in there, security is always a major thing with me. I'm always ahead of my security. I'm always whether it be me going out on a night with family, being in the house with family, being whatever. I feel that that's my duty. I'm head of security, and I got to be on point. I don't take security lightly. And a lot of that, what you seen was a lot of security issues, but you gotta watch because people are crazy, and you don't want to put nobody else's life in harm or yourself in harm for some cash register money, for $200 in the cash register. I don't need you. And they were doing it a lot up there on Colorado Boulevard, coming up there, smacking people in the head and in the face, robbing them for, I had the Cricket store next to me. They was robbing them bluntly and robbing in places for cash register money. So, you come up in here trying to rob. You don't do it. Don't do it.
Not with the guy who liked to play with guns at that time. Not play with guns, but like to have guns.
I like everybody around me to be strapped. You know what I mean? For real. It's like everybody have your own Jedi sword. Everybody be strapped because, we got to protect ourselves. We got to protect our loved ones. It's not about being aggressive. It's about protecting. And that goes back to my lesson with my grandmother. My grandmother sat me down and explained that to me as a 13, 12, as a kid. She explained that to me. This is what this does. This is, so some people feel empowered when they possess that gun or when they have that weapon. They jittery. You understand. They moving in kind of ways and stuff, and they act hard or whatever. And me,
security.
Yeah,
I'm the same way, man. I don't,
security.
Any guns that are had on our side, they are locked up, and there's the quick code and the fingerprints and stuff. They're all for security, though.
No doubt about it. See, and I got stripped from that. I can't do that no more. That's the problem with America with me, and they've made that clear with me that they have zero talk.
But your wife or whoever, your girlfriend or whoever can have.
Yeah, and my family and everybody around me can be, my kids. I plan on making sure my daughter's strapped. Yeah. You know what I mean? You stay strapped up and you be protected.
But even for you, like your significant other, your spouse can have.
Yeah, well, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't. It's just me right now.
Well, when you get to that point.
Yeah.
make sure they have, and it's in a little thing that has a code, and if someone happens to break in the house and you happen to know the code and you're able to protect yourself, so be it.
Yeah, because that is a constitutional right. But yeah,
well, earlier I was going somewhere with something, was with the, when people see what other people have and they get jealous or hate on them,
yeah,
so to speak. I learned at some point in with doing or doing, criminal things to try to think that's the path that you're going to be successful at and be a millionaire and make all kinds of money, because you're going to be, able to sell tons of drugs or steal enough to get to this point that you want to be in life. I realized that none of that was going to work for me.
It doesn't stop.
It just doesn't work.
It just doesn't stop. I realized that it's no level. You have to keep going and going and going and going unless you pull out. And that's something that I wasn't taught. But I was taught that, but I didn't listen.
Nobody can in time, though. It just doesn't work. It's very rare that someone is able to make a lot of money like that and get out of it and have.
Well, what got me was I had to even think about, you committing, I remember my days of selling crack, and you're out here and you're committing 20 felonies a day.
And you're hurting people.
Your community, your people.
Yeah.
But you're committing 20 felonies a day for however many years or whatever. And all it takes is that one.
Which is terrible odds.
Yes, very much.
So what I learned was, and obviously a lot of people know this, it's a no-brainer for most people, but people like us who maybe didn't have the right role models teaching us, or, we had role models, but maybe there was pieces missing in what we were learning. I realized I just had to dig in, work for it.
Straight up.
And when I did that, then it just changed my life, man. It just changed my life to the point where now I feel like I'm more of a monster than other people who never went through what we went through. And
oh yeah.
Because then I just hit it 10 times harder. It's like we're good at it. Like if we focus at something, we're really good at it, whether it be the bad things or the good things. But once we focus on good things and get on the right path, we figure out, okay, how can I maximize this? How can I make the most that's possible, or how can I be the most successful at this?
Well, what did you have a backbone when you came to that decision, or was you with yourself? Backbone meaning, did you have a partner?
Not really. I was kind of
on your own.
On my own. Yeah. I mean, I was at that time. I knew I was going to be leaving my second daughter's mom. It just wasn't working out. She wanted to party all the time. Nothing against her. She's a good mom. She's a good mom. But it was just different focuses we had. And I was on my own. That's when I bought the house that used to be on this property. And just and I bought $140,000 house. The payment was nothing. It was like paying rent. And I was just starting an apprenticeship. And
yeah, I remember sitting in there. You're like, Mac, I got this I pay $800 a month. And I'm like,
you remember the old house, huh?
I've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, your little rooms and
the little old house.
Yeah. And I wanted your car out there that you had in the back. What did you have? What kind of Impala?
65 Impala.
Yeah, I wanted that. I was hoping to come back here and see. I was about to be on you right now, like, hey,
yeah,
let me get that.
I got rid of all those old cars, man.
Yeah,
but I remember when I bought that house, I had a realtor, but I found the house. And I found it in the Denver Post, because sometimes people
he said that house. This house.
Well, that one's torn down.
Yeah,
this property.
Yeah.
And I found it in the Denver Post because people were, they could post if they're for sale by owner.
Yeah.
And this old guy who lived here for 25, 30 years, he put it up for sale for $140,000. I found it and I came here, so I brought my realtor here. I came and looked at it, and then I brought my realtor here. She came in here, and she was disgusted. Not this house, but the old little house.
Yeah.
because it was old. Everything was from like the 1950s, 1960s. There was like the guy who lived there, his girlfriend had painted murals on the walls.
Yeah.
Like hippie murals with vines and birds. And
she didn't see the vision.
And I was like, forget about the house. I'm like
opening the land.
I'm like opening the back door. I'm like, look, it's on a half acre.
Yeah.
In the city for $140,000. I'm like, oh, this house will be gone one day.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, like she didn't even want to be in here. And I just told her right on the spot. I mean, it's not relevant to the story, but I told her right on the spot. No,
it is very relevant.
I told her on the spot, I said, hey, maybe I'll just do this by myself then. I don't need you anymore. Because I seen how disgusted she was. And when people act like that.
You felt the vibe, the energy.
It's like, I need someone to help me through this purchasing process. And so I need someone to, be focused. But I don't know. So I just ended up buying it from the guy without her. I learned that lending companies are the only way you need to go. You don't even need a realtor. The lending company will do all the paperwork anyways.
See, and these are the things that, and I understand that. And these are the things that I think that people need to hear from you. And
yeah. So I bought this property without a realtor. I bought the Wolf Street property without a realtor. I bought the house behind me without a realtor. I only bought one property with a realtor, and that's the one on Colfax, because that was a commercial building.
Right.
So you really kind of it's a lot more technical paperwork.
Right.
On that stuff. Really the commercial real estate guys, they do most of the paperwork on that. But when you're buying houses and things like that, and that duplex I bought over in Denver, it's really the lending companies, they'll do all the paperwork.
See, and these are the kind of things that I don't have no property.
Not the lending companies. My fault. The title company. The title company will make sure the paperwork's right. And between them and the lenders, if you do get a loan on it, between those two entities, they'll make sure the paperwork's right.
So you're basically saying that I don't need to go through a realtor. All I need to do is first go through the title people.
Go through the title people.
And get your loan.
Well, you'll get a loan from a lending institution, which is a bank or, someone like that. But between the bank and the title company, they'll do the paperwork. If you want, you can bring in a lawyer that deals with like civil or sometimes property, and they can help. Like on the duplex property, I did bring in a lawyer that does my taxes, but also does civil law. He drew
your bookkeeper.
Well, he did the sale paperwork between the owner and myself for $500.
Cheap.
Yeah, stuff like that.
But that's your lawyer. It's all the paperwork is correct.
Yeah. So with that, like that bill of sale type paperwork that the lawyer drafted up, I mean, so I'm not spending 6% on a real estate agent. So if you're buying something for couple $100,000, you have to pay $12,000 is going right out the door
off the rip.
Yeah.
And you could use that on a new kitchen.
Yeah, whatever. Take down the price of the sale price. You can negotiate that down.
See, and these are the things that, and you just right there, you just tapped on. You just let people know some game, Jeremiah, and you need.
I've got more, but I won't.
You need to not be the You need to not be the gatekeeper, and you need to sit down with me and let me.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Why not tell everybody?
Because I feel like if I do it,
they gotta pay you.
I feel like if I do it, then
they gotta pay you.
I'll have to pay. Like if I go to sell a property and I do things the way I'm going to do it, I'll feel like if somebody knows I did this intentionally, because there's a system in place, you can get around some stuff.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No, y'all don't need to hear that no more. I'm getting this.
I'll tell you off.
Yeah, I'm getting this game from Jeremiah.
And
and that's why I love this guy, because he's never been a gatekeeper, and he's always been, and that's a thing that you don't get, and that's crazy. You don't get that a lot. You don't get that. Let me tell you a true story about me. I've made friends. I've had friends in the hood, in the neighborhood that I grew up with, that will have that information in that game, and I would die for these guys and these guys and this, that, and the other, and they were part of the same gang or whatever, and I've been knowing you for 20 plus years, and they wouldn't share that with me.
I want to be.
They don't want to give that to. They don't want. And I feel, me personally, I feel that's a Denver thing. Me coming from Denver, there's a lot of hating. There's a lot of crabs in the bucket out here. They don't, and that's that part. And I go to and I see other places, because you don't see in Denver where you got 4 or 5 dudes or 10 guys, and they all pulling up in foreigns, and they're all looking good, and they're all jeweled up, and we're all legit, and we're businessmen. You don't see that.
You want everybody should think about this. You want everybody in your circle to be doing better than you.
I agree totally.
If you are a billionaire, if Michael's a billionaire, and I'm the poorest one out of us 3, you know what? My best friends are billionaires. How bad am I going to be doing? I want my circle, I want everybody in my circle to be doing better than me, because if everybody in my circle is richer than me, has more means than me, if I'm the poorest one in that group and I'm still working hard and still doing good, look at the people who are around me, how strong they are.
But look at, now you got me, Michael, and you. And me and Michael are billionaires, millionaires. Me knowing your situation, I'm saying, Mike, Jeremiah, we got to get this guy on. Mm-hmm. We got to get this guy on. So let me tell you what's working for me right now. This is me. Let me tell you what's working for me right now. Put your money into this right now. I've been eating off of this right now.
Sure.
You go ahead and run it up.
You're not giving to me. You're bringing me into something that can benefit me.
I cannot get that. I couldn't get that. When I got out of federal prison, I could not get a pair of tennis shoes from people that I've been knowing and supposedly love me.
Yeah.
Not a pair of, after 10 years. And I've been in and out, but I've been in, on front line. I've been on count. If you know what that means, I was on count. I never skipped a yard. I represented for the city, for the hood, and you can't even get a pair of tennis shoes. You can't even get a return call back for being a good representative. And then I got other situations. I got a lot of resentment built up for all that kind of stuff. But I forgive. I don't forget though. And I prefer not to even be around that. I prefer to be around some positive stuff, and I hate gatekeepers. I hate wizards, and what I mean by wizards is people who is behind the sheets and pushing buttons. And then when you open up the sheet, they're just a little tiny, scary little individual. You quit being a wizard. You over here talking about this is you and this is what you do. You're the wizard. You know what I mean? You're behind the sheets. You ain't did nothing.
The biggest advice I would give somebody who doesn't know, who hasn't been taught, who doesn't know this already. And to me, this is sad to say, but there are people out there who don't know, and that's okay. Maybe nobody told them this or showed them this. It's okay to want what other people's want, but don't take it from an envious or jealous point of view. Get out there, work hard, and get it yourself. Whatever you want in life, just go work hard and get it. You can get it and sacrifice. Don't get money and spend it. The most foolish thing about people who get money is they spend it. Mm-hmm. Don't spend it. Save it. Save it, save it, save it. And once you save a lot of money, you can do anything you want.
Well, it's just like, and I agree with you.
You can buy properties.
Yes.
You can start a company. You can start a business.
Well, it's just like me right now. Being out, I'm in position where, for sure, I want, me being Kenny Mack, coming back to the city, whatever. I got an image to hold up, quote unquote, be this, or I can go out and chase women and this, that, and the other. Be selfish, and get me $125,000 Escalade and roll the way I like to roll, right? Or I can spend $125,000 on this Kenworth rig and do it like that and still drive my little Honda Civic or my Honda Accord, be low key, but it's thinking like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And who cares? I don't care what people think about me because I'm not in this Lexus or I'm not in this, that, and the other. But I'd rather put it in where it's something that's going to make money and it's going to be equity. I can, it has to be you have to be an asset, not a
liability.
What are you in my life? And I look at a lot of things like that right now.
Even you to yourself.
For sure.
Are you a liability to yourself? Are you an asset to yourself?
Sometimes I could be a liability when I come back home. It could be a liability situation when I come back home, and I got to realize that, and I got to know. It's just like now I'm very I watch where I put myself in what kind of situations. I got a huge family. I'd just rather come home and hang out with family.
I was at the bank yesterday, depositing some stuff. I was in the drive-thru, and I got a decent truck. I mean, it's a Toyota Tundra. It's like a $60,000-$70,000 truck.
The orange one?
Oh, no, I got rid of that. I got that black.
Yeah, you were so hyped. I was looking for that truck. You were so in love with that.
The 4Runner?
Yeah.
He was for like a week.
Yeah, he came through looking like a militant with the 4Runner with all this, that. So dope, though. It was the 4Runners is straight.
Yeah, I mean, that was the TRD Pro. Everybody who wants to check those. I've always wanted one, but then when I had it and you're actually trying to put stuff in it, I remember we bought it and we went camping. It had 100 miles on it. We went camping like the first weekend.
Yeah.
I had full-size coolers. And I was like, oh, no. I had to go buy the half coolers.
Because it wouldn't fit.
Putting chairs. I had the chair strapped on the top. I had my...
Scratching your shit up.
It did, actually.
Yeah.
Right away.
And you got a nice paint job and shit on there.
And then my sons were in the back seat, and they've got bags on their laps, and I'm like, whoa, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
So right away I had buyer's remorse, but I stuck it out for a little bit, and then I was building this house and stuff, and I'd have to come hook up a trailer every time I had to go buy something. I had to hook up the trailer. I was like, man, this isn't working. I just couldn't put anything in it.
Yeah.
So I had
How did it pull?
It was okay. I pulled some heavy stuff with it too.
I think before then you said you had a Ford, didn't you? Was that you?
F-150.
Yeah, a Ford. You said it was trash.
Terrible. It was a F-150 EcoBoost, the new ones.
Now, Ford, if you're listening, you need to send us some 350s or something over here and let us try them out, because Jeremiah has a problem with the product. So I believe in you guys. Send some 350s over here. Let us try them out. Let us get those.
So the 250s, the 350s, and all the bigger trucks, like the diesels and stuff.
I believe in you, Ford.
Those were good trucks. But
really?
Those F-150s, terrible.
Trash.
The thing was just falling apart. I took care of it, everything, oil changes, all the maintenance.
And you got a Chevy out there now?
Toyota.
What's wrong with you with Chevy?
I don't know. I just never really liked the Chevys.
And then the Toyota is great on gas, huh?
Oh, they're all about the same.
Really?
Yeah. But where I was going with that is, I was at the drive-thru the other day, and there was an old beat-up truck in the one next to me. You could hear it, and every time I see those old cars, it always reminds me of the people who are rich that still drive old cars.
Oh yeah,
who still wear just basic clothes. Yeah, and those are the smartest people to have money. Yes, they don't waste their money. And then you see people like you said with a $80,000, $90,000, or $120,000 Escalade, and they're $5,000 glasses like I got on right now, and they're broke. $5,000 glasses like I got on right now. Are those $5,000? These are $5,000. No, these ain't no damn. Like, don't do that. No, not at all. No, actually, these were my gift. I haven't bought myself a gift in a while. These were my gift to myself. Yeah, it's good. My Christmas gift. So. But you see people who have these things, they get out and they've got all kinds of, watches and gold, and they're wearing like, $100 jeans but they don't have no money. Yeah. They don't have anything. They don't have no property. They're renting. They're paying somebody else rent. Or driving around in $100,000 car and living with their mom or their grandmas and stuff. Or the vehicle's leased. They don't even own that.
Oh, I saw that all over. I used to live on Federal. All over the place. There'd be like multi-generational homes. So there'd be 7 cars parked outside of this tiny house, and it'd just be Mustangs and Camaros and like $100,000 trucks. And, that's where all their money's going.
Well, even like that, you see that out south though. But out south, they do own their property. They're like living in mobile homes, and they live in a mobile home, and they'll have, but they own their property.
Matter of fact, I think it was you who said, remember when I used to drive the Honda Civic?
Yes.
And you said you're driving a girl car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was driving a Honda Civic. I would never eat out. I wasn't buying any clothes.
And see, that was the thing with you. I remember all that. I remember everything that you're saying.
I was eating chicken, rice at home, and I had the rice cooker.
We had that conversation upstairs in the old place. You was running everything down to me of the sacrifices he was taking. And I
did that for over almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. Didn't do nothing.
Paid off.
Boom. Now and during that time I bought that duplex. Mm-hmm. I had bought this house. Mm-hmm. Then I bought that duplex. Then, I bought that duplex for $85,000. You know what it's worth now?
How much?
$1 million.
No way.
I swear to God.
So good. So $85,000.
Uh-huh.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. But good things come to people when you do that kind of stuff, and then you're staying pure and on point. And
that's not like I went
bringing the vibe.
It's not like I went to college and learned anything. It's not like anybody helped me. It's just I sacrificed and just saved money, because when you have the money, when an opportunity comes your way, mm-hmm. like that did, that was after the real estate crash after 2008 and all that, and then
the first recession.
Well, that recession.
Yeah,
we've had other recessions in America. So that was right after that, right before it was going to pick back up. It was like that's
when I had my store. That's when everything was.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like 2010, 2011, mm-hmm. and duplexes were selling for that much in Denver, and it was a buddy of mine that I knew, and he called one of those We Buy Houses people, and they offered him $90,000. He probably could have sold it for $150,000. So he had me go there and fix something. He had a leak on one of his water lines, and I went there and fixed it. He's like, I'm selling this. I'm sick of dealing with this. I'm like, why, man? And this is a buddy of mine who inherited the house across the alley, inherited that duplex, face all tatted up, didn't like to work. The guy, God bless him, but he doesn't like to work, and face all tatted up. And I said, hey man, I was like,
what, his mama and his daddy and his grandma and them worked years and hard for.
Oh yeah. His grandfather built that duplex and built the house, and he inherited that, and he ended up selling both of them.
I seen that too. That scares me.
I tried to talk him out of selling it. He wanted to sell it to me. He's like, I'll sell it to you right now. This guy offered me $90,000. He said, I'll sell it to you right now for $85,000. I told him, I said, man, don't sell this. I said, you get the rents from this. You live in the house across the alley. You get the rents. I was talking like we're talking now about, hey, you're set up. You get the rents from these two duplex. And I said, look at you. You don't like to work. Your face is all tatted up. When you try to get a real job, it's hard for you. Not that it wouldn't be maybe nowadays. A lot of people have tattoos on their face. But he just wouldn't listen. He's like, if you don't buy it, I'm selling it tomorrow. He's meeting with the guy tomorrow. And that's when I said, whoa, are you serious? I tried to talk him into selling it. He wouldn't listen. So I said, okay.
Hold up.
I said, all right. But me sacrificing all those years, I had money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I called my lawyer buddy of mine, and I said, hey, can you do the paperwork on this? And how much would you charge me? He said, yeah, what I'll do is that bill of sale type thing I told you about earlier, and then you just take that, and then you have the title company in the bank. Oh, no, there wasn't a bank involved in that one. That was only a title company because I bought it with cash.
Mm-hmm.
So look at that. Sacrificed, saved up money, had the $85,000 to pay the guy cash, mm-hmm. which anybody can save up $85,000. I know mm-hmm. everybody's going to say you're crazy. I'm talking about like over 3 years it took me to save that.
Yeah,
and that's not hard for average people if you sacrifice.
Right.
You don't go to the movies. You don't buy clothes. You don't buy a new car. You drive the Honda Civic.
You don't buy liquor. You don't buy drugs.
You don't buy cigarettes.
You don't buy cigarettes.
You can save it up.
Yeah.
Even on an average job.
You know, to say that, I seen a successful dude, and they were asking him, and they was like, "What do you do?" And he said, "It's not what I do, it's what I don't do."
It's true.
Man, it stuck. I said, "There you go. It's what I don't do is what makes me successful and makes me thrive in life and have things. It's what I don't do." And like I tell my daughter, and I keep telling her, I say, "Hey, check this out. The easiest thing in the world is to do what you don't supposed to do. The hardest thing in the world is doing what you don't. The hardest thing in the world is doing right. But when you're not doing what you supposed, that's easy. That comes easy. But doing right is so hard to do. To do what you're supposed to do is so wise. It's hard.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to do the wrong things.
It is.
It's hard to do the right things. I'll give you an example. And what I've told, I don't know how many people I've told, maybe 1,000 people in my life. Cigarettes, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about finances. First thing I ask somebody who smokes cigarettes.
Ask me. I just picked up that dirty habit.
I ask them how much they smoke. Like how many packs or how many cigarettes a day.
In the profession I'm in right now, I only been smoking for 3 years.
You should quit, by the way.
For sure. I that's why I'm so into my gym because I'm waiting on, because it reminds you it lets you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Working out in the gym, and
so
when
like
you start coughing that stuff up. A pack.
Okay, a pack. A pack costs what? Depending on where you're at in the States, it's $8 to $10 or something.
Oh no, out there in the East, out there out here it was. I bought a pack today, and it was, which is disgusting. It is, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of the smell on me.
And the health.
That's $14.
Out the door, tax and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with the $13.
Okay.
Times 365 days in a year.
Yep.
Okay. Now that's almost $5,000 in 1 year. Now I'm going to say somebody smokes.
Oh, smoking. It's actually $4,700 and what?
$45.
$45.
Let's say somebody smokes for 30 years.
Yep.
Okay. We're just going to do 30. People smoke longer.
Mom, dad.
Look how much they spent just on that.
In 30 years, buying a pack of cigarettes, you have spent over $143,000 in 30 years just on.
Just that. Now, if I took that
just on calming your nerves.
Let's say I found that duplex. Let's say it was $140,000 at that time, right?
Yeah.
I could take, let's say he wasn't selling it for $85,000. He's selling it for $140,000. I take that $140,000, and even if I made payments, right? Like I was making a mortgage payment or whatever, I don't know. Just putting it in perspective. If you took that money and invested it in something else, look at that duplex. Now it's worth $1 million. Now you took $1 million out of your life for smoking something that not only took money out of your life, potentially $1 million, because you could invest that stuff in other things.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm not saying you actually spent $1 million on cigarettes, but you could have invested that money on something else that made you that money. And then you add alcohol, you add, jeans, clothes, sneakers, bullshit cars, because you want it to flash, versus I'm buying a car because it's going to get me from point A to point B, or I bought a truck because I need to move things around. It has a purpose at that point. So if you add even people who spend money on alcohol, this number grows and grows and grows. And then, so those are properties or other things you could have invested in that would be tenfold, fivefold, tenfold that amount. Plus the damage you're doing to your body. And that right there, more than, if I could take this and make it $1 million, more than that, the damage on your body is, you can't, what is that worth? $1 billion?
Mm-hmm.
That's just, so if you can stay healthy, keep your body strong, stay healthy, and you put that money towards other things, you have a win-win that you can invest that money in other things. I'm trying to think about how to. Oh yeah, I wanted to give an example. So I used to smoke too.
Mm-hmm.
And my reasons for quitting were different than financial. I mean, at the time I didn't quit because it was financial. I quit because I was in territorial. I had just got in, you know how they process you through SUBSCIBE back then? Everybody went through SUBSCIBE, at least that went west.
Yeah.
So I was in SUBSCIBE. I was sitting in that yard. You know that old school yard?
Yeah,
right
that little with the police on.
Yeah, and they have the police up on the towers with the rifle. And you know how cigarettes make you feel?
Yeah.
They basically punk you. They control you.
Yeah.
And here I am sitting in that situation. It was a very...
Feeling like a tweaker or something. Like
it was a very emotional time in my life, right?
They make you feel dependent on them.
And that compounded with the time in my life going there, you know, went there with 20-year sentence, having this thing that's controlling me, making me feel this kind of way. Plus
weak at it.
My surroundings. I just looked at it that day in that yard, and I just threw it down, quit, never smoked another one, because I wouldn't let another man, you wouldn't let me push you around. You wouldn't let me put my finger in your forehead and poke you in your forehead or slap you upside your face.
And that's how you feel how the tobacco was doing you.
That's what the cigarette does.
It does.
It treats us like that.
It does. And it makes you stink. And it overpowers all my cologne and stuff, and it's on my hand, and it's just unattractive, and I understand it, and you know, dealing with the woman I'm dealing with, she be on me about that. She's like, that is so unattractive. Like, I am not a fan of that. And she be on me, and I understand her.
And the damage it's doing inside of you.
It is. And my whole excuse is like, I ain't never smoked anyway. But it goes back to me and us talking about stuff from the beginning. You know, one could say I'm contradicting $142,350 he put in my face just right now.
So if you live to be 80,
calling you out.
Yeah, man, I'm thinking about that.
So you're 50 now. You're 50 now. If you live to be 80,
God willing,
you're still going to spend this money. This is yet in your future if you keep going.
And that could be, and that $142,350 in the way you just put it can be easily sent off to, because you know, things that I do right now is for generational wealth and stuff. I think about generational. I'm trying to change a generation, so of course I'm gonna go ahead and make sure my kids are on point and be able to give them things.
Put that money in bonds or something.
Yeah, for them to show them that things that I was never showed. But again, you said that money easily turned into $1 million for you, $1 million investment property. That you're sitting on.
It could.
No, that's what happened with you. And that's what's up.
But more important than any of that, your health.
Your health.
I mean,
yes.
That's number one, man.
It is. Everything is about health now at 50 years old. We got to take care of ourselves. And because you know what's so crazy, Jeremiah? Now it's crazy. We see more of people our age dying. I do. A lot of guys my age, a lot of my peers are, you know, those drugs and that drinking, you know. I mean, like even now, even when I pull up in town or look on social media, everything is about, here in Denver, it's about the end of the weekend and drinking.
You notice
drinking.
You know what I've seen with
drinking,
with the especially, you can't really notice in men, because men already have a deep, raspier voice just naturally. We're more deeper voice. But have you noticed the amount of women who have the deeper, raspier voices now? The party girls, even those pretty.
That's
young,
come from smoking and drinking and stuff. But I don't like to. Yeah, I can't talk to women like that.
But you can tell a lot of those girls.
Don't approach
now,
me, women, if you got a deep, raspy voice like that. I like that sweet stuff.
But a lot of these women do what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So you got.
They have that because they party a lot.
Right.
So their voice is just getting trashed.
No doubt, their vocal cords and stuff. But at the same time, let's use that vice versa. Let's return. Let's flip that. Don't know woman also, you know, who's want a man that's, you know, and
sure,
you know, and so I understand that. I really do. You know, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
So no, I don't have a problem with saying no to tobacco and getting off of this tobacco. And Jeremiah is one of them kind of friends that every time he see me, he's gonna say something about that and drive it in you, and it gets annoying, but he's saying it because he cares.
Yeah.
And it's real, right?
Yeah, if you're eating oatmeal every morning, like steel cut oats, and you're like working out, I'm not gonna be like, why are you eating oatmeal? Why are you working out?
Do you know you kind of are like that, Jeremiah? You'd be like, do you know what the oats will do to your body?
But I wouldn't tell you to stop them. Now, if you're eating those packaged Quaker oats, the maple and brown sugar,
that's all I eat, Jeremiah. Come on now.
Those aren't good for you.
Hey man, those keep me lit.
No, you want to eat the real steel cut oats.
I told you he's going to go into it. Look,
yeah,
I told you.
Right
I told you. Look, he's going right into it.
Yeah, they take a little longer to cook. Way better. You can feel the energy right away.
Can I put brown sugar in them like
Absolutely.
I do?
Put a little butter, brown sugar.
Peanut butter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those packets aren't good, though. You know those ones that you just...
Full of sugar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good, and I loved them back when I was younger, before I knew, but they're terrible.
Yeah. Just get the real oats.
The raw ones.
Okay.
You can get those from like those Sprouts or something like that. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man.
Man, we can keep going and going.
Yeah.
And we can, we can keep going and going. I got to get ready I got my niece's quince. Did I say that right?
Quinceañera?
Quinceañera. I just say my daughter just says quince. I got to go to a quince. Yeah. I got a niece that has a quince.
It's cool, man. No,
this is my first one.
Is it?
Yeah, I've never
I don't think I've ever been to a quinceañera.
Yeah, my sister is telling me, I got a mariachi band and stuff because, her husband, my brother-in-law, her husband, he's Hispanic. So they're doing the... Yeah, my family on all parts. I got where there's blacks and whites and Mexicans and blacks, and it's all mixed up, For sure. So there's no race. We're not... When I grew up, we don't do that.
No, we'll have a good time. I know you got to get out of here. I know Michael has to get out of here too.
Yeah,
my wife's texting me. She's on me.
Oh man, we've been going.
No, man, I appreciate it.
No doubt. And you can have me here anytime, and we can dig into anything. Because I appreciate you having me on here, and I've been telling you I need to get on here, and I made time for you, and I feel good about it.
And I appreciate it, Kenny.
I appreciate you having me on here and the opportunity to have me on here. And everybody, if you don't know Jeremiah, and if you don't, look up on his site. What they need to look up under and everything?
Oh, if they're already watching it, they're already on the site.
Well, stay tuned to him and listen to him and listen to some of the stuff, because some of the stuff he's saying ain't going to be so boring as our conversation was today, maybe whatever. But he has a lot of knowledge, and he's a good dude. Tap in.
Well, I appreciate that, Kenny.
Already.
All right. Big K Mack in the house.
Yada I mean. Yeah.
All right, bro. Right on, man.
Already.
Thank you for coming.
Anytime.
All right, brother.
All right.